My name's Andrea. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Oceanside. And I'm currently finishing my associates at Maricosta College. Growing up, I lived with my mom. We moved around a lot. There was times where I don't know how to say it nicely or presentably or something that's easy to digest, but I don't know, we were homeless at times. I grew up obviously very, very poor. My mom was abusive, so, there's some trauma there. I was always interested in theater and in acting ever since I was a kid. I would say it was definitely like a defense mechanism. It's always hard for me to talk about my childhood because like the main part is that I don't remember a lot. I really don't. I found out through therapy, which is wonderful. So like I just wasn't present when I was going through shit, and I was kind of like on autopilot for a majority of my life. So I really don't remember much unless like if I drive by the locations where like I lived or grew up. Sometimes I'll remember a little bit, but I just get like this overwhelming sense of like fear and anxiety when I'm there. And then sometimes I'll like have not flashbacks, but like I re-experience it.
Smile for Dada. Get a big smile.
As a kid, I always had a very vivid imagination. So I would see like a stranger on the street, or I feel like I'm creepy when I say this, but I like people watching, like in the most innocent, non-creepy, non-Dexter serial killer way, you know? But yeah, I've always liked people watching. I would always like give the stranger a name, give them a background, and I would kind of make up their own world in them. And I think I had this false, or like I know I had this false pretense or like idea regarding acting that a lot of people have, where it's like an opportunity for you to be someone else. I genuinely thought it was like, oh, at least I can be someone else for like a minute. I don't have to deal with my shit. I didn't really grow up with him in my life. My mom just she like purposely secluded me, so I didn't have the chance to see how an actual like normal household functioned. So yeah, I didn't see him until I was like senior year of high school, so like 17. But even after high school, when I decided to continue my education, my dad was super, super supportive. I'm very, very lucky to have him in my life, yeah. My mom and I kind of, at the time, it's so weird to say that she kicked me out, because at the time we weren't even living in a house of our own. We were couch surfing at one of her friends. But she got mad at me I don't even remember. It was always something absurd or just illogical, but she got mad at me and she kicked me out. But then she was like begging me to stay. But anyways, I ended up just driving to my dad's house in the middle of the night, and I was very lucky. He took me in, and I haven't gone back ever since. I never imagined a future. I mean, I had suicidal ideations all the time, so it was very much, I didn't think I was gonna have a future, truth be told. So when I graduated high school, my depression was at its worst. My anxiety was horrible. I became really paranoid because my mom would love to play this fun game of just randomly showing up at my dad's house, trying to see me, literally trying to break into the house. Or she would show up at my school randomly, trying to pick me up when I wasn't living with her and I hadn't seen her in quite some time. Or she would literally just sit at the edge of the parking lot and just stare at me. super fucking creepy. Extremely traumatizing. So I ended up staying just in my room for a couple months. Like, literally wouldn't leave to go outside by any means. Never went anywhere. I started working on my social anxiety by taking out the trash, or I would wake up really early in the morning to go on runs at like 4:30, 5 in the morning, because then at least no one was awake. But I'm very much a person where it's like I don't want to say I don't have the patience, but it's like if I'm gonna do it, I'm either gonna do it 110% or not at all. So it was a week before the fall semester at Miracosta was starting, where it was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to school. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. And that's when I started taking my first acting classes. I got this job working with dogs, and originally I told myself, like, I'm just gonna get this job to help out with my dad to pay bills and, you know, for us to get a place. And over time, I kind of put my classes and school on the back burner, because it was like, well, I can't keep up with bills. I can't keep up with rent if classes are getting in the way. Like, I physically can't. So, at first it was, oh, I'm just gonna do part-time. I'm just gonna do a class. At least I'll get it done. And then it just slowly turned into me not going to school at all, but at least I'm getting a nice paycheck. I worked my way up to a management position, and I was in line to take over the business. And I had this moment. In 2019, it was a really hard year. My aunt got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and a couple months later, my dad got diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer. And it was just really hard because I'm basically running the business, and I'm having to say, no, I can't meet up, I can't do this, I can't do that holiday, can't do this birthday. But I had a come to Jesus moment, sadly, when my aunt passed away. Where she ended up in the ICU. She was in a coma. And I sat there holding her hand, and I just kept thinking, where did the time go? Like, where did these past 5 years go? Birthdays are get what you want days. Take advantage. Love, Aunt Debbie. P.S. I miss seeing you. Let's have lunch. When I get back from my trip in September. Oh, there's my makeup. I forgot I had that on. Like, was it worth it? Like, I kept regretting all the times I didn't hug her or see her, you know? And then I got really mad at myself because it was like, fuck, she's not gonna be alive to see me achieve my goals or, like, to go after it. And then I realized I don't want that to happen to my dad. I don't want him to die without seeing me at least attempt to go after my dreams, you know? Or, like, continue my education. So I told the owner of the business, I don't want the business. I don't want to be in Oceanside forever. And that I'm stepping down as manager. It's scary leaving an area that I'm so used to. And also, I have my dad to think about. You know, I want to get my diploma while he's still here on this earth. But there's also the part of me that realizes that I'm probably spending the last couple years of his life not with him. And that's really... it's really hard. Like, I don't... You know, when my aunt passed, her sons, my cousins, they flew in a day after. They got there a day after she died. And I don't know if that happened to me, if I would be able to live with that, you know? Like, that's something that's really hard to think about. I haven't talked or told my dad about that. You know? Like, what would you do? If it was between living the last 2 years with your dad or having the chance of achieving a goal that you know is gonna make him proud, that you know is gonna make him so happy. It's like, oh God, you know? It's like a double-edged knife. But yeah.
Birthday, Andrea. Can you give Nancy down like this?
No.
Go down.
Look, Mandy.
Face the hand down.
Okay, Mandy, look, we gotta open it up. I gotta read this. I'm feeling in Spanish whether you like it or not.
Kitty, Jack. Kitty.
How does this work? Oh, look how cool.
Put it right here. It's a tricky card.